call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation follow. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Allen. Here. Green. Here. LaFour.
Here.
Mistrovich.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Warren. Yark.
Here.
Good to see everybody here tonight. John Warren had told us he would be on vacation. Motion to excuse John from tonight's meeting would be in order.
So moved.
Support.
He is out of town. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Move on to approval of minutes for the council meeting of July 6th. Is there a motion?
Motion. Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion on those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments and any non-agenda items. If you'd like to address the city council, we strictly ask that you come up, use the podium, and state your name and address to the clerk, please.
Linda Indrizi, and it's 36781 Dow Street, number 127, Richmond. Basically, I'm here considering the blight that is still around in Richmond, and also litter. I talked to Jamie about it a little while ago, and I'm going to start carrying a bag around and just picking up trash when I go on my walks. Other people do it. There was a big article in the Detroit News not long ago about a man that does that. He's done it for years. He's retired, he goes out walking, and he doesn't like litter. So he picks it up and puts it in the trash.
Are you seeing it in any particular place, or is it just,
I see it all down Main Street.
yeah?
Okay, and the blight that I'm concerned about is right by where I live in Dow Manor Apartments.
Okay,
That stretch behind the yellow house, I think it's 68650 Howard Street.
okay.
And he's been out once this year to mow.
Mowing?
To mow.
Okay,
And then he just leaves it lay, and then the trash is in there and everything, so I've been going out and picking up the trash
okay.
and putting it in the garbage, but I'm not gonna go out there and rake up that big field. I'm too old for that. But I do rake, but not that big a field.
Okay.
Not unless he wants to put a rake on the tractor and let me drive it, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Anyway, basically, I think Richmond's a very nice little city. I've been here 10 years now. I came from California, and my sister lived here, and that was the reason I came, basically, was to be with her. And now she lives in Davidson, and I live here. So,
welcome to Richmond, and
well,
we
thanks.
will address the issue.
okay.
Yep.
I
Mr. Mayor,
appreciate-
I met with Linda prior to the meeting. I have met with that particular property owner last fall, and I'll meet with him again this year to remind him.
And he's very nice, I talk to him when he's there to mow, and then I go out and pick up the trash, and he always thanks me for that, so, but it's just something that isn't very pretty to look at.
Yeah. Do you know where the trash is being generated from? Is it,
Oh, I'm sure it's from my neighbors.
okay,
They're in the apartments.
blowing around?
We have that, and, I used to go around asking people not to throw their garbage on the ground when I'd see them, or their cigarette butts, but somebody reported me to the police, and I got a knock on my door asking me not to tell people what to do.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't do that anymore.
And Mr. Mayor, that's part of this property owner's concern, is that although it goes with the house, it's right across from the
Right.
apartments. And when he does
And I
mow
will
it, then
admit-
a lot of the apartment owners use that as their dog run, and they go over there
Yeah.
and generate trash.
Oh.
And they don't clean
So
up.
It's
It's
not just a
it's-
mowing issue, there's other issues.
Exactly. I mean, I can understand his side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have
Suppose
pets,
it-
so I don't have to worry about cleaning up, but a lot of those people in there have pets. And you know what? An apartment is not a place for a pet. Not the big pets we have
Yeah.
in there, because they need room. You know, they need to be able to, they need a yard. They don't need to be cooped up. I mean, you know, we got a lot of couch dogs anymore, not just couch people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will address that whole issue. Okay, thank you.
And you know, maybe he needs to get together with Phoenix Management regarding that, and maybe they can put out some kind of a letter to their tenants asking them not to do that.
Yeah.
You know, to respect his
Sure.
property, as well. We're asking him to do something for us, so, you know, it's a hand-in-hand thing.
Right. Okay, very good. Moving on. Adoption of agenda. Mr. City Manager, any changes?
One addition that I did email out to council, you request adding item 5, Macomb County Planning and Economic Development Proposal.
Thank you. Council, any changes? Motion to accept the amended agenda would be in order.
So moved.
Support.
What's been made and supported, any discussion? Being none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support. What's been made and supported, there's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration, which we have 5 this evening. The first one being consideration of full-time cable coordinator. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving a partnership with Richmond Community Schools to offer a TV and media arts class and make the cable coordinator a full-time position in order to offer that class this fall. The Richmond Community Schools is looking to develop new vocational curriculums to retain and attract students to the Richmond school system. Jason Robbins and Principal Michon have been working on developing a curriculum for the TV and media broadcast media arts class, and I've been working on that since last school year and through the summer. The principal and superintendent came and made a presentation to council at the budget workshop where Jason's budget was on. The school is willing to pay the increase in personnel costs to offer the class, and we took a agreement that the foundation was one they had used with AIS, and I did put a revised one in front of you tonight. Councilor Green had emailed, and we had missed a few city versus company issues, and it even said AIS above my name for the signature, so I apologize for that. But we think we have it pretty much worked out. Again, they'll be paying for the extra personnel costs, and then this would allow them to offer 1 class this year and potentially 2 classes next year, should the interest stay with the class. And with that, our recommendation is for approval.
Thank you. Mr. Robbins, any comments, sir?
I think that this class is going to be a big help to the community, especially with us getting our, going to be broadcasting out of City Hall for our Channel 6. It's going to give us people to help shoot events and also be a bigger part of the community. And I'd like to thank the City Council and the school board for giving me this opportunity.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the partnership with the Richmond Community Schools to offer a TV and media arts class and make the cable coordinator a full-time position in order to offer the class this fall.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Discussion. You said there were some changes that were made on what, I didn't get a chance to read what was in front of us at the table tonight.
Sure, I had emailed it out on yesterday. There were just a couple things where it said company versus city.
Oh,
And then, like above my name, the signature page up here said, we missed that, how we missed big bold print that said AIS. We changed that to City of Richmond. And then there wasn't anything, a bullet point on that it was the school's responsibility to offer Jason the training and the classes that he needed to become a certified to teach that class. So I moved that under the school responsibilities, that they need to work with Jason to make sure that he's certified, which they've been doing. I mean, it's not some, he's been working with Principal Michon, and I know, I think in a couple months, they'll be heading over to Lansing for a couple days just to kind of finalize that, so.
Okay, very good. I have one more, just a technical error, grammatical error on number 6. I believe it's probably still number 6 on, oh no. Under the city will on page 2.
Okay.
That has changed. You've added something in there?
I took one out.
Oh, you took one
And
out,
put it
okay.
down with the
I'm sorry, I'm getting
schools.
confused on which one I'm looking at. Yeah, it used to be 6, now it's 5.
Okay.
Did you take number 6 from the original out? No.
No, number 6 is now 5.
Okay, that is the one right there, John, number 5 on the new sheet.
Okay.
Practices and behaviors conducive to the teaching, should be an of in there, of high school students.
Oh, okay, yep.
That was the only thing I saw. So while we're on there, what did you take out?
On the old, there was a number 5 about providing orientation.
Uh-huh.
And I made that the one where I just talked about. I moved it down to the schools, but then made it more of a responsibility of the schools to make sure that Jason is certified.
Okay, all right, very good.
It worked as a basis for the foundation, but there were some things, because we're a city versus a company, that some of them needed to be tweaked.
Yep, just wanted to make sure. Appreciate the school working with us on forming the partnership. Like I think Jason said, it's going to be a big plus for us to get some more things on our channels, do more things, let you work a little more hands-on and some long-range planning maybe for Channel 6.
Yep.
Yeah, and a great opportunity for the students, being we are going to be producing our own material and controlling when that's being seen.
Well, it'll be another activity for the students to be able to express their creativity too.
Yeah.
Richmond is filled with the arts and they've sent several students in photography and art to New York to have their works presented in front of a big group of people. So we're hoping to start something similar. Is there other competitions that they'll be entering throughout the year that will give them scholarships and things like
Great.
that?
Great. Other comments?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have something. I'm really excited about this program, and I really believe a lot of positive can come from both our end and the school's end. I did something similar to this a while back with computers, and me as a person, I learned so much. So I really I believe that Jason is going to be enhanced from these kids, and then he has a chance to pour into them. So any opportunity that we can have a person of business pour into high school students and just enrich them and grow them just will make the community as a whole stronger. And I really support this and look forward to seeing how it turns out and then reassessing it next summer.
Anything else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
As I just want to dovetail on that. I said I appreciate, for years, I think we wanted to do more with the schools. I think this is a good start. We continue having those relationships. I think the residents in general want to see that, their tax dollars being used better, the government working together. The other thing, too, over the last few years, I think a lot of the skills trainings have kind of gone away. And the only path that was really promoted was going to college. And I think these other options for a career path to make something of yourself that doesn't necessarily have to be a 4-year degree, it's a positive to see those skills training come back. I've talked to a lot of employers who said, I have jobs, it's just that skills training's kind of been lost. So I'm glad to see that we're going down that path and offering those opportunities. And of course, I'm sure that there are 4-year opportunities in this area, but getting these students down a path that might get them excited for something to do with themselves in the future.
Okay. Any other comments? Any audience comment? Back.
I'm enjoying this.
We give each item of consideration, we go to the, if anybody wanted to say something before we voted, we give them plenty of opportunity to talk.
It's wonderful. I think that's what Jamie said. We need the kids.
Yeah.
Our kids are important.
Okay, back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Consideration of lot split request.
Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot split request from M19 Development LLC on the reference parcel, which was purchased in October of 2015. This is a 12.29 acre parcel with road access to M19 and 31 Mile Road. They will be splitting it into one parcel, which is 5.54 acres, which is Zone B3, and that is the parcel that has a current site plan approval for the Henry Ford Medical Facility. And then the second parcel is 6.75 acres of multiple family. That parcel will be accessed off of 31 Mile Road.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the lot split action requested by M19 Development LLC for the appropriate parcel number, the action listed below.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Discussion. Natural occurrence, St. Joe's, or I'm sorry, Henry Ford really did not want to see all the traffic, for potential traffic for future use of the other almost 6 acres to go through their parking lot. It's basically what it's coming down to. So,
And it's also natural, the parcel itself had a split zoning. One was business, one was multiple family, so.
anything else? Yep. Public comment? Back to the table? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3 is consideration of changing the location of the September 6th City Council meeting. Mr. City Manager.
As we have in the past, where City Council is considering changing the location of the September 6, 2016 council meeting to the one-room schoolhouse in Bailey Park.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to change the location of the September 6th, 2016 City Council meeting from the city offices to the schoolhouse in Bailey Park at 36045 Park Street.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Discussion. I'm shocked that it's our 4th year. Doesn't seem like it's been that long.
I know.
Wow.
And just a reminder, that will be the first meeting back at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah. Okay. Appreciate Historic Society allowing us to come back during the good old days week. Any other comments? Audience participation? Back to the table? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion passes. Item number 4 is consideration of approving a non-affiliated employee wage increase. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider approving a 1% increase to the non-affiliated employees. Recently, council approved a 1% increase for the Teamsters as part of their 2016 to 19 contract. And the city is currently in negotiations with patrol officers and command officers. And we also have a wage and insurance reopener for the communications officers this year. In the past, when union contracts have been settled, we then normally look at the non-affiliated. However, with where we're at in negotiations, administration is recommending doing the non-affiliated now to help set the internal comparables.
Very good. I have one question. Would a roll call vote be appropriate on this?
There's no requirement to do that.
There
That's up
isn't,
to-
okay, all right. Okay. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve a 1% raise for full-time non-affiliated employees, part-time police officers, cemetery workers, and non-affiliated part-time employees regularly scheduled for more than 24 hours per week.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Discussion?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
I just say, I mean, I think this is reasonable, and I think we've, everyone took cuts during the really hard times. We're still in some hard times. We're not clear of it yet. The one thing is I've been out talking to a lot of people, and one of the complaints I hear from people is that, not about Richmond, but in general, this idea that even when things are bad, sometimes the top benefit and the workers kind of get hit more so. And I think one of the things we have great relations in this town is because when we've asked our employees, both affiliated, non-affiliated, that they had to share the pain, that everyone shared the pain equally. We treat everyone fairly. We try to get, as far as our health care, across the board. And in fact, one of our employees stopped me the other day to say, you know, I understand that the city's in hard times, but I always appreciate that you've been fair, you know, that this council's been fair with us, which I really appreciate. So, I mean, I think this is reasonable to keep everybody on a equal playing field, and I think that's one of the reasons I think we have, you know, pretty good relations between both our non-affiliated and our affiliated employees.
Any other comments? Back to the table? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 5, proposal for the community master plan. Mr. City Manager?
The City Council is scheduled to consider approving a proposal from the Macomb County Planning and Economic Development Department to assist the city with the Community Master Plan update. In 2000, culminating with the adoption of the master plan in 2002, the city had hired a outside planning consultant to help us with that update. Then in 2008 and 2009, we did an in-house 5-year review of that plan, utilizing the city planner. Currently, we're under kind of a more extensive review of that plan, again, kind of 10 years out. And as you can see by the last page in what I emailed and then laid in front of you tonight, we've knocked off all of the sections in yellow, have already been revised, and we'll be using the county to kind of help us with the public outreach portions of the master plan update, as well as holding some community meetings to get input, and then they'll help us finalize those remaining sections. The county came out and made a presentation to the Planning Commission regarding the proposal that they put together, and the Planning Commission adopted a resolution recommending that council approve this. The County Planning and Economic Development Department have been doing this type of work for communities. They view it as part of their role as the county planning, and so there isn't a cost for it.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the proposal from Macomb County Planning and Economic Development to assist the city with the Community Master Plan update.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'm glad we are finally moving forward on this and just getting involved with the county, that I'm thankful that they're able to help us with this. And hopefully some of the meetings that we had a while back, we'll be able to bring back those brainstorming sessions, see where we stand then today compared to then, and then really move forward with those ideas that we have set forward and take action on it.
Anybody else? When questioned, the county indicated that if everything goes okay, we should have a plan to come back for approval by February. So, and I believe that's because we've gotten a lot of the work done already. So, that was good news, that it wasn't going to take us a long period of time to get it back. In this world, that's pretty short, to get it back that fast. I asked this to be on, I don't know legally that it had to be, because Planning Commission has some, what I want to say, some legal...
They're tasked with updating the master plan.
Yeah.
It'll actually, and that's a good point, Mr. Mayor, we'll have it on the council agenda, but the public hearing and the adoption actually happens at the Planning Commission level. Yeah.
I just wanted to, being this is so important to the entire city, I felt it needed to come to the city council to get a blessing before they start getting into it, and then all of a sudden, boom, here it is, and we really didn't have, a lot of information prior to that. Those meetings, are always open, and they've done a good job in the past. I just thought maybe it should come before the city council to make it clear, and much more public by being at the city council agenda. So, yeah, and Jamie, you're right, that they will be conducting surveys and having meetings open to the public to get input on this. So, The more the public knows about that, maybe we'll see more input. Any other comments?
Yes, I just want to say thank you for that. I appreciate you considered, making sure it comes to council and make sure everybody's in the loop, which, encourages that communication, and everybody's on the same page. So thank you for making sure it came to the council.
I think I raised some eyebrows at the meeting, and I kind of knew that it was their responsibility, but I don't know that that's really right. It's their responsibility to do a master plan, but it's really the city council should be involved in making sure that, along with the administration, that it gets done in a timely basis. So raise the awareness for us also. So, okay. Moving on, city manager's comments, sir.
Just want to kind of thank everyone on Pound Road for their patience. I know it's been a long summer, but we're getting there. I know they're starting kind of the road building activities now. So, a lot of the underground work is either wrapping up or is in, and you'll see kind of a lot of earthwork and actual road work going on from here on out. So they got that going. We are, I know over the weekend I tried to make some updates to the Pound Road information that's on the website, so I'll try and, now that we're kind of in that road activity portion of it, I'll try to do those more frequently, and residents can find that at www.cityofrichmond.net. Also the tennis courts, probably the end of this week, they'll come in and put the fence posts in, and then possibly the fencing the following week, and then probably the week after that, painting. I know I've gotten a lot of questions on that. So fencing kind of the end of this week through next week, and then painting probably the week after. So kind of 3 weeks out on the painting.
Will we be securing that so that people who may not know don't go in there and start playing tennis on it before it's
Once the
ready?
fencing goes up, yeah, we'll probably be able to
Secure it.
more effectively, like right now, as long as you're just kind of walking across or
Yeah.
anything, it's pavement, we did a good job on the base and the pavement, so it should be okay, but once the fencing goes in, yeah, we'll be able to better mark it off so that people aren't in there, even though it's not painted yet.
Yeah.
We'll keep them off there.
Okay, good, very good. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, moving on to council comments. Dennis?
I just wanted to, say the events downtown seemed like to be a great success, and then with the bump outs, I wanted to say how well those worked with the event going on downtown. The people that I sat and talked to and watched cross the road worked very well, and traffic allowed them to cross the street, and they seemed pretty impressed with the whole layout of it. So
Very good.
I think it looks very good.
Always like to hear that.
Yep.
Sir?
Well, big day tomorrow. Hope it's going to be a
day.
positive election.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck.
And do I want to acknowledge, and also the quarterly meeting, another positive discussion. I think council continues to move forward because we can have, we get on the same page and on what's happening and address issues. And I think we have a good, vision to go forward. We again, reviewing our objectives and staying on top of it.
Yeah. Very good. Emily?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Jamie?
I have a few things, sir. One question, will there be like a ribbon cutting ceremony for the tennis courts? Are we doing something? I mean, that's a big deal.
We hadn't planned on it, but we certainly
Okay.
could.
Or a press
We
release.
have an exhibition match. Was that your next thing? you were
I-
gonna-
Okay, and then we
discussion,
could have a
but-
fundraiser or something, yes, yeah, that would be.
The mayor is going to be playing in the first match of the.
We'll take a look at maybe very close to some of our meetings over there, like at the schoolhouse or something. I'll verify when they're actually going to be finished.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Some of us the recreation board who's been wanting improvements on there for 15 years, I mean, to some of us, it's a really important part of the community.
I think it's important to all of us.
Well, yes, it is
Yeah.
important to all of us. So just to make it more of a big deal, because it
Yep.
is an exciting thing. We've invested a lot of money into it. We've saved a lot of money to do that and put it off so we could do it right. And I think that's an important landmark. Second, the bump outs are amazing. I know some have been complaining, and I'm finding the people that are complaining do not live in the city. They just pass through our city. And as a person who walks the city and who takes her children and pets and other people who just pedestrians, it makes it so much safer and so much friendly, and you don't feel like you are on a suicide mission to cross the street. And because it's nice that it's far enough away from the light, but even that light is quick. So that the bump, I really appreciate the bump outs as a person who walks the downtown area. My third one is I've had some conversations about the pet cemetery. Would it be possible to have a map available public? I don't know if maybe I missed it on the webpage as to where the location is. That was one thing that was, people couldn't visualize it, and I even offered them to meet them up at the cemetery and point out. So that's available. People can contact me or contact the city manager.
They can contact me, I can send it to them. I can also email it out to all the council members, so you have it. So if you have a resident that has email, you can get it out there.
Okay.
And I'll take a look at our website to see if there's a easy area to place it.
Because I know we had a physical map of it in our packet, but I had no way to
Yeah, I
show
can-
them. And they kind of, most people don't realize that there's a niche that's even further back, because I didn't until I actually physically walked the cemetery. And that it is definitely a big separation between people and the pets.
I have that map on PDF, and so I can email you the map plus that one photo I took for your council packet that showed kind of that yellow sign in the distance. So.
That would be perfect. Thank you. That is all.
Michael?
Yeah, just one thing. As we all know, we lost a pillar of our community recently, former Mayor Jan Hunt. So want to give condolences to her family. She was the mayor when I first got elected in 2001 and was active in the community. She was on one of our boards as well, so it was a great loss for our city.
Agree with you. Okay. I think everything's been said that I was going to say, so we move on to the August calendar here. Of course, we have the election tomorrow, the August 2nd at the Community Center on Festival Drive from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Also, it's recycling for the North End tomorrow. So that would make the 9th would be for the South End. And I'll remind people for a few months about that so we can get into some kind of a groove here. We have a planning commission meeting scheduled for the 11th. Is that still on, John, since we just met?
I believe so, but I.
Karen's shaking her head no.
Yes, Troy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, there will be no
The next
planning
one
commission
is-
meeting on the 11th. I've got a night off there. All right, cable will be meeting on the 9th at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And 2 weeks from tonight would be our next regular city council meeting. We do have another, and I believe it's the last summer concert put on
Yes.
by Senior Helpers. It is on the 18th at 7 o'clock at the Pavilion. And I don't have it in front of me who's playing, but I'm sure it's another great concert.
The Sentimental Journey Orchestra.
Is that who, that's, okay, okay. And also, so you can put it on your calendars, August 23rd, and I do have that in front of me, is what is called the Parkett Family Fun Night at 6 o'clock at BB Street Park. And it's outdoor concert, kids activity, giveaways, and I believe it's a large screen. And the movie is going to be Disney's Monsters University. So that is on August 23rd at 6 o'clock in BB Park. Is there anything else that we need to bring up on the calendar? Okay, we'll move on. Is there any other business of the city council this evening? Being not, motion to adjourn be in order.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There's no discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Thanks for being with us.